कुंज बिहारी जय राधा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि जय श्री श्री विजय गौरांग की जय। श्री श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, संवेद भक्त वृंद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। It is not working. Hare Krishna. Okay.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes.
So today we will be reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 18. The name of this chapter is the perfection of renunciation. And we'll be reading the verse number 45 and 46 and these two verses, 45 and 46. Because 45 verse
We
number,
are just putting here, Prabhuji.
yeah, verse number 45 does not have purpose, so we will also read verse number 46.
आपसे under. Speaker. Yes, wonderful.
स्वे स्वे कर्मणि अभिरतः संसिद्धिं लभते नरः स्वकर्मानिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु। स्वे स्वे कर्मणि अभिरतः संसिद्धिं लभते नरः स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु। स्वे स्वे कर्मणि अभिरतः संसिद्धिं लभते नरः स्वकर्मनिरतः निरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तत्शृणु Maharaj can
There's no
on the
words.
books
There's no words.
on the book Maharaj.
I don't have my reading glasses. I have my phone, so I can see you talking.
Anyone else would like to?
स्वे स्वे कर्मणि अविरतः
स्वे स्वे कर्मणि निरतः
संसिद्धिं लभते नरः
संसिद्धिं लभते नरः
स्वे कर्म निरतः सिद्धिं
स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं
यथा विन्दति चक्षुः
यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु
स्वे स्वे कर्मणि अविरतः
स्वे स्वे कर्मणि अविरतः
संसिद्धिं लभते नरः
संसिद्धिं लभते नरः
स्वकर्मानिरतः सिद्धिं
स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं
यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु
यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु माता जी स्वे स्वे कर्मणि निरतः संसिद्धिं लभते नरः स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु
स्वे कर्माणि अभिरतः
स्वे कर्मणि अभिरतः
संसिद्धिं लभते नरः
संसिद्धिं लभते नरः
स्वकर्माणिरतः सिद्धिं
स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं
यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु
यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु Word to word meaning. Swe swe. Each his own.
Each his own.
Karmani. Work. Avirata. Following. Sansiddhim. Perfection. Lavate. Achieves. Nara. A man. Swakarma. In his own duty. Nirata. Engaged. Siddhim. Perfection. Yatha. As Vindati. Attains. Tat. That. Shrinu. Listen. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By following his qualities of worker,
By following his qualities of work,
every man can become perfect. Now please hear
now please hear
from me
from me
how this can be done.
how this is done.
And then the next verse I will read first. Yata pravritir bhutanam jena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana tamabhi archyam siddhim vindati manavah. By worshipping of the Lord, by worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all pervading, a man can attain perfection through performing his own work. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. As stated in the 15th chapter, all living beings are fragmental parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. Thus the Supreme Lord is the beginning of all living entities. This is confirmed in the Vedanta Sutra, Janmadi Asya Yata. The Supreme Lord is therefore the beginning of life of every living entity. And as stated in the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, The Supreme Lord, by his two energies, his external energy and internal energy, is all pervading. Therefore, one should worship the Supreme Lord with his energies. Generally, the Vaishnavas devotees worship the Supreme Lord with his internal energy. His external energy is a perverted reflection of the internal energy. The external energy is a background, but the Supreme Lord, by the expansion of his plenary portion as Paramatma, is situated everywhere. He is the super soul of all demigods, all human beings, all animals, everywhere. One should therefore know that as part and parcel of Supreme Lord, one has his duty to render service unto the Supreme. Everyone should be engaged in devotional service to the Lord, in full Krishna consciousness. That is recommended in this verse. Everyone should think that he is engaged in a particular type of occupation by Hrishikesha, the master of the senses. And by the result of that work in which one is engaged, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, should be worshipped. If one thinks always in this way, in full Krishna consciousness, then by the grace of the Lord, he becomes fully aware of everything. That is the perfection of life. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 12.7, Tesam aham samudharta. The Supreme Lord himself takes charge of delivering such a devotee. That is the highest perfection of life. In whatever occupation one may be engaged, if he serves the Supreme Lord, he will achieve the highest perfection of life. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnana-anjana-salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Padamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsara Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Saparamitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhan Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Bhavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. यथा प्रवृत्ति भूतानां जेन सर्वमिदं ततं स्वकर्मणा तम अभ्यर्च सिद्धिं विन्दति मानव. By worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all pervading, a man can attain perfection through performing his own work. So this is the 18th chapter, the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And previous to this verse, there are 3 verses, 42, 43 and 44. The 3 very famous verses. 42, verse number 42 explains about the Brahmanas. Samadama tapasaucha chantirajyomevacha jnanam vijnanam nastikyam karma karma svabhavam. The 9 qualities of Brahmanas. So people think that if I have taken birth in the Brahmana family, then I am Brahman. But that's not true. Krishna says the Chaturvarnya Maya system, Guna Karma Vibhavasa. In 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, verse number 11. Verse number 13. Yeah. So Krishna says that I have divided the society in the 4 social orders and 4 spiritual orders. 4 varnas and 4 asanas. And it's not that everyone has to undergo all the varnas and all the asanas. No. Everyone is not supposed to go to all the ashrams. Everyone is not supposed to become sannyasi as per the varnashram culture. Say that only 4 varnas like Brahmana. Brahmana is not like a person is by birth is decided. No, anybody can become Brahman. Guna karma vibhavasa. It's divided based on guna and karma. Like anyone can become engineer, isn't it? Anyone can become doctor. How? You have to get entry into a medical college and get degree. Doesn't matter what is your background. If you are qualified, there are some entrance exams, you have to pass the test and get entry into the medical college, isn't it? And then you become doctor. Like you say somebody, which religion you are? You say, I am Hindu. How you became Hindu? He says, because my father was Hindu. Oh, so how your father became Hindu? Because his father was Hindu. And how his father became Hindu? Because his father was Hindu. And now I ask the same question again, a little rephrasing. Yeah, if I meet some engineer, I ask, how you became engineer? He said, because my father was engineer. How you became doctor? Because my father was doctor. Is it like that? No. How you become professor? Because my father was professor. No. Even if your father is professor. And how your father became professor? Because his father was professor. Actually, it doesn't happen like that, isn't it? Even if your father was a professor, if you want to become professor, you have to study, there are books, you have to study. You want to become engineer, you have to go through the courses, engineering. There are 4 years of course, study, sit in the exam, pass the exam, then get the degree, undergo the training, and then after a lot of experience you are engineer. It's just not like you have taken birth. That's called nepotism. No? Word nepotism started with Dhritarashtra, I think. His son Duryodhana was not qualified to become king. But he wanted him to become king. And Yudhishthira Maharaj was qualified to become the king. But Dhritarashtra did not want him to become the king. So whole Bhagavad Gita is talking about this nepotism, what in one sense, that unqualified people, different types of people. What is your swabhava, accordingly you should be engaged. That's the idea. What is your swabhava? If so, like that, it's not that if I have taken birth in Hindu family, I have become Hindu. No, like that. Like if you go to India, first someone, they say, I am very proud of becoming Hindu. And then you ask him, so can you tell us something about Bhagavad Gita? How many Bharat verses are there in Bhagavad Gita? No idea. Have you read Bhagavad Gita? I think 99%, 95% to 99% Hindus have not read Bhagavad Gita. When I was working in India, I was doing my job in Bangalore International Airport construction that time. That was my first and last project. And I had my boss. His name was Gopal Krishna. His name was Gopal Krishna and he was eating beef. And then I was vegetarian. I would eat my prasadam. Every day I would carry my lunch from the base and they would eat all meat and everything and I would eat my prasadam. Then he would feel, why he is not eating like us. So he told, why you are eating, why you are not eating meat? I said, I don't eat because I have to follow certain norms. He says, well, even if you are eating tomato, that is also life. As per the science, tomato also has got life. So you are killing the life even when you are eating tomato. You are cutting tomato and eating, I am cutting cow and eating. So what is the difference? So I said that you are cutting tomato and eating, and you are cutting your mother and eating. Basically, there is no difference. Your mother is also life, and tomato is also life. But still there is difference, isn't it? So what is the difference? Like sometime if you go on the shop and buy some item. So in the item there is written MRP, maximum retail price. Isn't it? Which is actually if the item costs 10 rupees or some 10 euros, then the MRP will be around 15. So maybe 5 euros.
Yes.
Margin is there always. And that much stealing is allowed, that much cheating is allowed by government also. Isn't it? Government says, okay, if this item, the producers, if the manufacturer, he produces some item with 10 euro, he can sell with maybe 12 euro, and government allows that 2 euro margin or 5 euro margin,
Yes.
And that much cheating is authorized by government, isn't it? So somebody says, if government is allowing 2 rupees cheating, 5 rupees cheating and 50 rupees cheating, both are cheating, so let me put my own MRP. One sticker, MRP, 500 euro. No, he'll be caught. He'll be punished. Because government is allowing that much, if you do, you'll not be caught, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it? But if you put your own sticker, your own price, even 1 euro extra, you will be punished.
Yes.
Isn't it? Because that is not authorized by government. Somebody files a case in consumer court, you have to pay. Right? So similarly, Krishna, the God, he knows that of course we have to survive, we have to eat, so something we have to eat. Jiva jivasya jivanam. But then in that also Krishna has prescribed us that patram puspam phalam toyam yoga bhaktya parikshati. If you can eat, vegetables, grains, okay. These things you will eat. Milk is there, These things are okay. He has allowed. Okay, in that also there are some sin. But he has allowed, and if we offer that to Krishna, that becomes prasadam. So in that way, like I was just saying that people even in India, like their name is Gopal Krishna, but they are eating beef, unfortunately.
Yes.
So what is the use of taking birth in the land of India and becoming so proud? And somebody maybe in Germany or maybe in Italy and they are following Bhagavad Gita. They are actually Indians.
Yes.
They are real Indians, isn't it? Because they are the one who are following the principles of India. It's not just a geographical boundary, but India is a principle. So this by birth it's not like that. It's the quality, guna and karma. Guna karma vibhaga. The division are done by guna and karma. Somebody has taken birth in maybe, we have seen many devotees, they have taken birth in very humble background, like Namacharya Haridas Thakur. He took birth in a Muslim family. But he was chanting 192 rounds every day, Japa, Hare Krishna Nama. And Lord Chaitanya made him Namacharya. It's not that, he is Muslim, he cannot become, cannot practice Krishna consciousness. I have seen many devotees, Muslims are there, their birth took place in Muslim Dharma and now they are very dedicated. They are preaching also. Very dedicated. So, that's why it's not by birth. Of course, birth can have certain advantage. That is always there. If you take birth in a very, very cultured family, so that advantage. Therefore, our personality is built by three things. Our personality is built by three things. The first is called the genetics. Our genetics, what is there inside. And in Vedic terms it is like karma. Like karma, which are stored in our genes, genetics. And accordingly our personality is set up. So that is the first. The second is our upbringing. What kind of family we have taken birth, how we are born, and what kind of environment was there, ambience was there where we are born and brought up. That matters a lot. Like Prahlad was taken in the womb of Mother Kayadu. He was supposed to take birth in the family of Hiranyakashipu, but then he took birth in the Brahmachari ashram of Narad Muni. And he got such a wonderful upbringing. And Narad Muni every day he used to teach Prahlad. He would listen, even while he was in the womb of the mother, he would hear Krishna Katha. And so what kind of upbringing, see. And when he came out, just within few years, he was a very pure, advanced devotee of the Lord. So that's like power of association. That's called power of association or environment, upbringing. And that makes sense. Like Krishna says that Yoginam, Suchinam Srimadam Dehe Yoga Brashto Vijayate. People take birth in the pious family, rich family. Like sometimes devotees, they are practicing Krishna consciousness. And sometimes they are worried, if I can't perfect my life, my bhakti in this life, what will happen to me? And Krishna says that don't worry, Of course we have to worry. Best to perfect in this lifetime. Why to take another life? But even if we can't perfect, there is no loss. Krishna says. He says that if you become perfect yogi, then you'll take birth in my family in Goloka. You'll go there. But if you don't perfect, then also don't worry. You'll take birth in some very rich family or very pious family. So there is no loss. If you pass, then also, and you fail, then also. In this path of Krishna consciousness, even if you fail in Krishna consciousness, there is no loss. Neha vikram nasa asti pratyavayo na vidyate salpamapiyasya dharmasya trayate mahatuvya. Even little you do progress, it is your eternal asset. It becomes your eternal asset. You are not going to lose it. It is forever. It is stored. So like that. So we can see that yes, guna and karma vibhavasa. That it's not by birth. Just of course birth matters. Some devotee, if they are not able to perfect Krishna consciousness in this life, maybe they reach to the Anartha Nivriti level, or they need to reach to Nishtha level. Then next life they will start from Nishtha. So that is like, and then upbringing, what kind of environment. They may get good devotee, like I saw one devotee, Nil Madhaprabhu,
Yes, Shyam Gopal.
Shyam Gopal, his son. Going on book distribution, 3-month-old baby. So he is going on book distribution and baby is there, and listening, in one sense, getting trained. Must be a great soul, pious soul,
Yes.
Isn't it? Srila Prabhupada said they are the Vaikuntha children.
Yes.
Well, special souls are coming in the family of devotees. And it's our responsibility to give them a good, of course they have good background, genetics are good, but second part is the upbringing, how we bring them up. That's very important. Be very good atmosphere. We have seen sometimes the devotees' children, they get associated with materialistic environment too much, exposed to them, then they get diverted also. So we have to protect them. Protection is required for the children. And third thing is the environment. At present, what is environment? On in upbringing, like suppose somebody is 15 years of age. So for last 15 years, what kind of environment he was, accordingly his personality will be set up. Now, third thing is, at present, what current environment where he is. These three things. The past life that is there in the genetics, this life upbringing where he was born and brought up, and third, at present, what kind of people he is associating with. It says that a man is known by the company he keeps. Only these three factors are there. So the first two, it's already gone out of our hand. We cannot change that. Genetics we cannot change.
Yes.
Upbringing, whatever was there, we can. Now the third thing is association. That's where we can change. That is where option is there. You can choose, whether I want to keep the association of devotees or like that. So this is the birth, but at the same time, we have to. So some people have taken birth in the Brahmana's family, but they are not Brahmins. So because they don't have qualities of Brahmins, they are called Brahmbandhu or Dvishbandhu. And there are 9 qualities. Not just by wearing a thread one becomes Brahman. The 9 qualities are there. Then the Kshatriyas also, there are qualities mentioned here. Then Sudra, Vaishya's qualities are there. And then, so Vedic culture tells that we should study what qualities I carry in my heart, in my personality. and accordingly I should adopt my profession. Whether I have Brahminical qualities in me, or whether I have Kshatriya qualities in me, whether I have Vaishya qualities in me, and accordingly we choose our profession. That was the profession was decided in Vedic culture, and then so this is the social order, occupation. Somebody is very intelligent. Generally, intellectual, Prabhupada used to say, a intellectual class of people. Generally, they are called Brahmanas. No? A sharp brain, fertile brain. And then second he says administrative class, they are Kshatriyas. And third he says mercantile community, business, corporate leaders, see, big corporates, industries are running. And they are very good in, business, calculations and profit and loss and all these things, counting money. Such people are very good. Like in India there is Marwadi community, They are very good in these calculations and all these things. They are like Vaishyas, cow protection, farming. And then Shudras, they like to work, and natural in them is the tendency to serve others. They are very loyal and they like to serve. They don't have very great vision of life, that ambitious, too over ambitious in anything. So they are like, they want to serve other three classes, and they are very satisfied, peaceful in doing that. Such people are also there. Liberal class or proper says, So in every society, everywhere you find four classes, isn't it? It's not that only name can be different, like we say engineer or doctor, name can be given different, but the work is same. So like that. So now sometime like in this verse it says that by following his quality of work every man can become perfect. So we don't have to, if my nature is of nature of Brahmana, I don't have to imitate the nature of somebody's nature of Sudra. I just act like Sudra. I don't have to imitate and compete. In modern world there is so much competition. Oh, why he is enjoying, I am not enjoying. I also should get the equal rights. There is so much classes and fight for equal right. It's not that. We are not equal. We are not equal. Materially, if you see. Somebody is very intelligent, like Einstein. Einstein, he had brain, but everybody cannot say, I will also give me the same Nobel Prize which you gave to Einstein. You all have equal rights. If Einstein can get Nobel Prize, I will also get. Why I cannot get? Give me also. Because he is also human, I am also, we all are equal. So everyone should get Nobel Prize. Yes, isn't it? No. We all are equal, but everybody will not get Nobel Prize. Why? Because some people are more intelligent, some people are less intelligent. That's there. But that's the reality. We should accept that. So, rather than competing, like in India there is reservation system. They give reservation to uplift those who are, like SC, ST class, OBC class, backward class. They give reservation to uplift them. And it's good in one sense. They are getting opportunity, but sometimes even people, unqualified people, they occupy high post and they don't have that much intelligence to compete with handle that responsibility. So they go in depression. So much load comes and they are not destined to take so much load. They are not destined to do so much complicated work, and they become depressed.
They also make others depressed. Those who are working under them, they are also depressed.
So this kind of situation are there. You can carry this much load,
Yes.
but then you have put this much load, more than your capacity. Then what happens? Mental problem. Like even in Europe you see so much mental problem.
Yes.
Isn't it? Like in France, every year 9,000 young boys and girls commit suicide. 9,000. In India, every year 250,000 people commit suicide. And almost all over the world, almost 1 million or 1.2 million people around commit suicide every year. And around 280 million people are under depression all over the world. So why they are in depression? Because they have so ambitious, very high ambition. Everybody wants to become king. And when they don't become king, they feel it, mentally, very, very exhausted, depressed, stressed, anxiety, so much desires are there. So big billboard, they're bombarded with buy this also, buy this also. And they put the hand in their pocket, no money. Every discovery science does. There is nothing, it's very good that we discover new things. Like, just for example, when there was no refrigerator or no air conditioning, AC, air condition facility was not there. So in the summer season, people, they would feel the heat. So in India, usually they took a fan, hand fan, and they used to do like this. That's all. And life goes on, isn't it?
Yeah, they tolerate also. They can tolerate.
Tolerate. What to do? So the body is hot, but mind is cool.
Yes.
But nowadays we have air condition, and our body is cool, but mind is hot. People are always hot tempered, because at the end of the month you get the bill for the AC, and also so much pressure, financial pressure is there. That is one thing. And when there is no refrigerator, there is no much anxiety for desire for refrigerator, isn't it? Because there is no refrigerator, there is no desire for refrigerator also. And even if there is refrigerator, if nobody has a refrigerator, no problem. He also don't have, I also don't have, no problem. But he has, and I don't have.
This is a big problem.
America is enjoying and India is not enjoying. Then it's a big problem. So then there is competition, that why they are enjoying. I went to Germany, I saw people are enjoying there. And we are not enjoying. Maybe let's work hard, compete with them, and so we also can enjoy one day, isn't it? So when a scientist creates a refrigerator, it's not that he's creating a refrigerator or an air conditioner. He's creating a void in the heart of everyone who doesn't have that. There is a space created in the heart also for that object, isn't it?
Yes.
When there is nothing, there is no space for that, desire for that in the heart. So a dissatisfaction comes that my neighbor has air condition and I don't have air condition. And that creates hankering. That is called hankering. Krishna,
Yes.
Krishna, Krishna. So every item discovered by the modern scientist is creating what?
Desire.
Desire, a space in the heart.
Yes.
And so many items are created, so many desires, so much. And when people don't get it, then what happens? Kamat krodho bhi
Desire.
krodha. From desire comes, I see it, I like it, I want it, and then I want it at any cost. And if I don't get it, then I will die. I will commit suicide. I have no right to live. So that's what how the mental problems all over the world is growing. You see. Now the question is, America has the 4% population of the world,
Yes.
but they are using 20% resources of the world, and rest 96% population also aspiring to have a life like America. So 4% people are using 20% resources. So 100% people, how much resources are required? 20 into 25 is 500%. We need 5 earth. How many?
5
5 earth. And how many we have?
1.
1. So what will happen? Quarrel, conflict, war for the resources, war for the water, war for the oil, war for energy, isn't it?
Yes.
And one country will try to attack another country. They will not say directly that they are attacking for the oil.
Yeah, but they will find reason.
They will find some reason. They will get attacked on their own country. Sometimes they will get attacked by something, and they will use that as a pretext to attack other country and use their resources. This all very high level politics sometimes happens. They will use some excuse to attack, create some situation to attack. It's all like, but the main reason is resources. And thousands of people are killed. Thousands and thousands of people. And like you see the Ukraine and Russia war is going on. How many people are killed? You can't even imagine. For what reason? For what reason? All these ambitions. Vedic culture, that's why Prabhupada said simple living and high. Minimize your needs and spiritualize your wants. That's what Prabhupada taught us. Minimize your needs. He says that Isopanishad says, Isavasyam idam sarvam yat kincha jagatam jagat ten bhundita ma kridha prasishana. Whatever you need, that much you use. And that is sufficient for our need, but not for our greed. How much do we need? That much we should be satisfied. We minimize. Otherwise, there will be oil crisis, energy crisis, because people are over consuming. More than, like I just gave an example, and 5 earth, where from it will come? So rather than educating people that minimize your need, we should educate the human population, isn't it? But this consumerism, consume more, buy this. And then when lack of resources, then so therefore either you manage desire or you manage disaster. We have to choose among these two things. If you do not manage your desire, then we have to manage disasters. And that's just awaiting. Very soon it is going to come. We have to face that, isn't it? You see, so many varieties of disasters. And even scientists, they know. There is a union called Union of Concerned Scientists, UCS. And in 1992 itself, thousands of scientists signed. And then there was Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro in 1992, almost 33 years back.
Yes.
And they told that Earth cannot sustain for long if you do not stop. So the desires, we have to teach people, and that's what Bhagavad Gita Krishna says. Manage your desire. Vihaya kamanya sarvan puman sarati nispriya nirmadmo nirahankara sansantim adhigachati. Apryamanam achalam pradishta samudramapa pravisanti yadot kamaya pravisanti sarve sasantim apnoti na kama kami. The people who have unlimited desires. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, Asesa kamana hridi majhe mora Krodhi dambha parayana. And unlimited desires are, overflowing my heart. How one can remain peaceful? So that's why the desires, if he has, I also should have. Everybody is competing, cutthroat competition, and where is happiness? Although we have some people who cannot, like this people struggle for existence, is there, and somebody who cannot survive, he will be tortured, finished, humiliated, depressed, because he could not survive.
Yes.
And that's overcompeting. Like you see these all cricket matches, cricket match or football match, there are 11 countries competing, and one country wins and 10 countries cries. They're crying, isn't it? So how many are happy? One is happy at the end of the tournament, and 10 are sad, frustrated, crying. What kind of entertainment is this? It's not entertainment. Our Krishna consciousness is so beautiful. Everyone wins. So why don't play a game or entertainment? Everybody wins. Krishna also wins and devotee also wins, and everyone wins. So that is the beauty. So this, like Krishna says, that we should realize, be satisfied in whatever nature we have. Be satisfied in that nature, and then the goal should be not to enjoy the material pleasure, having more and more. Like Bill Gates, when somebody asked him, what is the goal of your life? And he said, I want more and more. So you have already so much, still you want more and more and more. We should be satisfied. And we are making such people the ideal, role model. I want to become like Buddha. Everybody aims to become like, nobody aims to become like, a sannyasi who is living in simple living and high thinking. That's the actually, what a sannyasi represents. And with minimum needs, he survives and shows with the example that he can become very happy even with minimum needs, minimum physical, material facilities, gadgets. Still you can become very happy. And what is that happiness? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, text number 21, that Krishna says that Bahya asparsheshu asaktatma bindati atmaniyat sukham sabrahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam asnute. The unlimited pleasure is there within the soul. We are searching pleasure in the burger, in the pizza, in the cruise, in the cruise, isn't it? I mean, just
Rhine River.
Yeah, Rhine River cruise. We are searching pleasure outside, And Krishna says, Vindati Atmani. Within itself, in the Atma, there is how much pleasure? Akshayam. Sukham Akshayam. Akshayam. It will never end. So much happiness is there. And that's what Brahma Yoga, Yuktatma. The one who has attained the self-realization, he enjoys that pleasure. He enjoys that pleasure. Krishna says that, this pleasure, Atma Rama. And that source of pleasure, if you have access to that source of pleasure, then we will not run after so much external, so much pleasure outside. Of course, basic needs is required. But we don't need, like, if you see, like in India, sometimes, of course, India was the richest country in the world.
Yes.
The British economist Angus Madison has published a book in 1992, The History of World Economics. And in that book he writes that India was the number one richest country in the world till 17th, 18th century. From 180 till 17th century, India was the richest country in the world. And then he has made a proper graph and compared the economics of 20 countries. In last so many years, economics. And then he said the 180, the India's GDP contribution was 33% of the world's GDP entire, 33%. And that in China was almost 29%. You know? And that time the Europe and America did not even exist. What to speak of, economy that time. And then this very less economy, these places. And why? But at the same time, everybody was employed. The education system was very perfect. In India, in 1820 around, when Britishers they came there, they were like doing survey of how many schools are there in India. Gurukul, that time it was called Gurukul. And I was going through a very nice book written by Dharumpal. So he mentioned that in 1820 they surveyed entire India and they found there were 7,50,000 villages in India and 7,57,000 Gurukuls. And practically today few thousands are there, so Gurukuls are there. And 100% literacy was there. 100% literacy. Everybody was supposed to go to school and get education. And education was free of cost. You don't have to pay to get into Gurukul. And quality of education was like better than Harvard and Oxford at that time in India, Gurukul. But then somehow the political reasons it was destroyed. But then at the same time, people in India, they were to, the sages especially, devotees, they always had lived a very simple life. With Prabhupada used to say, with minimum necessities of life to just keep body and soul together. And then focus more on spiritual. Spiritualize your wants, Greed. You have to be very greedy. Tatra lolyam. Bimulyam ekala. Be very greedy for what? To get Krishna's fame. So utilize greed in a spiritual way, and for material things just to be satisfied with the need. And that way, and whatever occupation you are, maybe Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra, or maybe engineer, academic, doctor, administration, or politician, or whatever. In that occupation, be satisfied and practice Krishna consciousness, and don't become dissatisfied for material things. Become dissatisfied for Krishna consciousness and get it. So that's what in essence here we could understand. Thank you so much. We will stop here. Any comment, any question? Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for this wonderful session. So you also mentioned about the one ashram, especially so how, especially in West, how practical it is for the kids to follow the brahmacharya ashram. Yeah, when kids are supposed to go to school and the environment is not so appropriate to follow the brahmacharya life. So any tips or suggestions like how we can give that culture to the kids?
Yes. Like Srila Prabhupada said, best use of bad bargain. The Kali Yuga, the ideal system is destroyed. Whatever is there, how we can do best use. Very difficult, challenging atmosphere. That's why we should create some alternative like children's spiritual education parallelly. Because you cannot tell them that you don't go to modern school or this and that. Because we don't have alternative ready, isn't it? So you remove them from there also and you can't give them better alternative. In one sense we are spoiling their whole life, So that is one thing. Another thing is that the children also, there is so much ambience around, they get affected. The smartphone are there and all these things are there. If don't give them, then they feel that my father deprived me from so many things. So when they grow up, they become against it. My father did not allow me. So my friends have, see, there's so many things. My parents, they did not allow me. So either we should educate. That's why we should, after maybe 8 or 10 years age, when children come to, till 8 years, it's not 7, 8 years, basic thing. Of course, they follow parents and whatever they say. But after 7, 8 years of age, we should start educating them not only just ritualistic things of Krishna consciousness, but also the principle behind why we practice Krishna consciousness. Like we do give presentation on God exists, Let them understand it logically. What? Because now they have developed brain, so we should let them. Now they're very wonderful, through AI you can develop so many videos, and very graphical presentation we can make to prove the existence of God. And there are many videos, like logical, like one logic like I usually give, someday, I can't accept God blindly. People say, why are you forcing me to accept God blindly? So I said to them that, we are not forcing you to accept God blindly. I am just requesting you not to reject God blindly. If you can't accept God blindly, don't reject God blindly also. So just like if I have never studied physics and I say Einstein theory is nonsense, means I am blindly rejecting Einstein, isn't it? Even if you reject Einstein, first I have to study Einstein. Isn't it?
Yeah.
First I should know Einstein, what he has done, how much he has done, how he has done, why he has done. All these things, if I know, then if I reject, then I can say that scientifically I rejected. But without studying Einstein theory, without going through it, then if I reject, and to reject Einstein, at least I have to be on the level of Einstein. Isn't it? Otherwise, how you can reject Einstein? So, similarly, to reject Bhagavad Gita, you have to study Bhagavad Gita. First you study, first you see, and then if you find that it is not working, it is not useful, then you reject it. And I will also help you to reject. But first, before that, you study. So this kind of logically, you should explain to the children principles of Krishna consciousness. That's the Prabhupada give presentation, very logical presentation. So we should 8 to 13 years, that is very critical period where we should not deprive them from going to school or all things. Of course, if you can develop like Mormons, they have developed wonderful schools. Christian, one of the community, Mormons church.
Yes.
But we have not developed that much. So if we remove them from there also and we don't give them good alternative, we destroy their career. So we should not do that, but whatever best we can do, like giving presentations and discussions and dialogue with the children, letting them understand the principles of Krishna consciousness with their intellect. And then accept wholeheartedly with proper understanding. So that tomorrow they go to school, somebody asks question, they can defend their faith. Why I am doing somebody? Why you are putting tilak? Then they can, very confidently, with logic, with proper understanding, they can answer it. Rather than they feel, that I'm some old traditional thing I'm following. My friends are making fun of me. This peer pressure. Because if they can't answer, just ritually they do without understanding the purpose and detailed purpose behind it, then they will not be able to defend their faith, their practice. So that way we should do parallel training along with the material education we should give them.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, and I beg forgiveness if I have spoken anything out of my immaturity. So kindly forgive me, and all of you bless me. And thank you so much for giving nice hospitality here, and I especially seek blessing of Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. His Grace Sundar Gopal
Srila
Prabhu.
Prabhupada ki
His Grace Bhakti Vishnu Swami Maharaj.
Jai.
Prabhupada.
Jai.